people. My name is Mable Miller, and the reason I've come to the City Council meeting today is to address a threat to this community's children. And it's not kidnappers or the school system or even drag queens reading books. It's us, the parents. We're raising our kids to what I like to call 5G babies. Chronically online iPad kids. I watched in horror as mine became dry-eyed, mouth-breathing Roblox trolls. We're turning their precious little tots into 22-year-old high school dropouts that can't leave the basement because they never learned how to be a real person. Do you want to spend the rest of your life feeding microwave meals to your kid that loves their iPhone, whatever number they're on, more than you? No. With the way our kids are looking, we're utterly screwed. I mean, I remember being a kid, loving the smell of the outdoors, pulling weeds and picking flowers in my garden. What I would do to go back to that time. So what should we be doing so that when our children reminisce like us, they think of the great outdoors, not those weird pop-up ads for losing 40 pounds in 40 days. What this community needs is a free-range daycare. No, this isn't our town reenacting Lord of the Flies, but implementing the techniques of free-range parenting. A parenting style that encourages independence in kids by giving them more freedom and control in their daily lives. Writer Lenore Skenazy, president of the nonprofit organization LetGrow, describes free-range parenting as the belief that our children are safer and smarter than our culture gives them credit for. Skenazy started and coined the term free-range parenting in 2008 when she let her 9-year-old ride the New York subway alone. This raised a lot of controversy, but since then, more parents have joined the movement to give kids more unstructured, unsupervised time, where they don't have strict schedules of violin and ballet. Other free-range parenting techniques include encouraging getting outside and replacing punishment with positive reinforcement and natural consequences. Like how the best example of why not to climb a tree is gravity. Free-range parenting creates more independent, confident children. So, with that in mind, let's look back at the free-range daycare. The children start off the day by compiling a list of topics and questions they want to learn more about. Then, the supervisor that day takes that list and creates a schedule like this one, with the times of different classes where their questions will be answered. The schedule is posted here, next to a clock. So throughout the day, the children must use their time management skills to make sure they don't miss a class they want to take. When it is time, they'll come up here to our outdoor classroom. But until then, they're free to go wherever they like. But don't be fooled. Even when they're not in the classroom, they'll still be learning. Here, in the playground, their agility, friendship building, and social interaction will all be tested in a space with minimal adult interference. They can play at the swings, or maybe the basketball court. Well, they'll battle it out to see who's the real baller. Here, in the garden, they'll learn the importance of hard work, that vegetables are good, and that worms taste like crap. The rock garden for the more peaceful students. And that leads us here, to the last place that children can spend their time, where the most unforgivable floor square is meddled with the privacy and camouflage of the forest to create an environment where only the best of the best survive. At the end of the day, they'll say goodbye to friend and foe alike and prepare for another day of fun, learning, and challenge. So, you probably have some questions, like, will kids get hurt at the free-range daycare? Yes. Our goal is to make sure that all children understand what's dangerous and what bad decisions are naturally. For example, a children who fails trying to jump off the swing will understand why that's a bad idea, more than the kid who just knows they aren't supposed to because their mom said so. This concept also teaches kids how to handle situations where they are hurt, and I'd rather they learn here, in a particularly controlled environment, than later, in an emergency situation, alone. You may also be wondering if this is better than an actual daycare. Absolutely. At a normal school, the curriculum's pre-decided and is focused on teaching kids base-level skills like names of animals and colors. Here, at the free-range daycare, they can learn that squirrels are nature's acrobats and learn the color red if they try to pet one. At school, children aren't given much room to look into what they're interested in. But here at the free-range daycare, they're given room to dive into what they're passionate about in this welcoming environment that encourages questions and where children are held accountable for their own learning. This community needs a free-range daycare to create kids who aren't glued to their screens with lives planned to the exact minute. Kids who aren't going to live in your basement long after graduation will be out living their lives in the real world. I ask that you throw your support behind setting our children free to learn responsibility, problem solving, and independence with this project. And if there's a little money left over, we can look into hiring a drag queen or two to tell some stories out in the garden. Thank you.